Oh, here we go. It's happening right now. So a little bit different this year.
Yeah.
We're going to go 1 through 5.
I like it.
On all these positions.
Okay.
So we're going to give away the top guy first. And I think this works because sometimes you want to talk about 2 guys, and it's easier to do that when we've talked about 1, then we go to 2 or 2 to 3.
Right.
And we're also splitting them up into tiers this year as well. So you get the ranking, you get the 1 through 5, but you also get a tier. What are we trying to do with that?
Well, just a tier as far as separating them, how I see it. Right, a little bit and then having that tier to kind of just explain the levels of these guys. But again, we have a top 5 countdown here. We're going to have 6 quarterbacks. All right, full disclosure. There's going to be a tie at 5. I gave a tie at 5. I didn't want to make it 5 or 6. I want all these 6 guys to be in the top 5 because if somebody gets ranked number 6, they'll get left out of the conversation. Blown away to where the film, to me, and everything I've seen, I go, this is as close to Joe Burrow as I've seen coming out in the draft here. I mean, when you just talk about great decision-making, right? Quickness. I mean, that was Joe Burrow. Oh, boom, read the coverage. Boom, ball goes here. Oh, hey, first guy's not open. Boom, as I'm looking to the second guy, I'm getting ready to throw, and it comes out, and bam, it's flawless. I throw the ball. And then when you talk about hitting the bullseye on a consistent basis, C.J. Stroud's ability to make high-level throws and just drop the ball in receivers' pockets, hit them in the chest, wherever, it's off the charts good. But where he's better than Burrow is his arm is better than Burrow's was coming out. I mean, we've talked about this. Burrow admitted to me last summer, he made adjustments to his throwing mechanics because he realized he needed to throw with more power and throw through the wind. So this guy, maybe a hair less decision maker and decipher, but still off the charts good from what I've seen since I've been on this side of the business. And then his throwing, especially, with the ability to power throw and put the ball in the tight windows just time after time after time, I'd actually give him the advantage over Joe Burrow in that department. He's as natural at playing the position as you're going to see. He makes so many great quarterback plays. He, just like C.J. Stroud, the brain is on another level. Their ability to, read defenses, see the field, throw the appropriate throw, right? Knowing when to stop a guy or, drop it over a linebacker, but get it down before the safety gets there. And then for a guy that's a college quarterback, he's about as slick as he's as slick as you're going to see. He's a natural throwing the football. He does fall into a little bit of a routine of falling backwards as he throws or leaning back a little bit that can lead to the ball being just a little off target. It's never bad, don't get me wrong. But I think that would be my overall quick first assessment here as a Bryce Young. I think there is some concerns in that department for me. And like I always say, size is a skill. And there's very few. He's smart, right? So here, let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
He's smart. He understands defenses and his own offense. He's great that way. Like I said, he's a natural. So if he gets a defense and sees the 2 middle linebackers blitz, right? He'll work the middle of the field. He knows they're voided, right? He knows that area is voided, so he'll work the middle of the field. What I don't get a ton of is hey, I look to the comeback to the right? Now I'm in the pocket. The pocket is getting tight and it's collapsing. And here comes an in cut from the left. That's my number 2 read, about 12 to 15 yards. There's very few of those type of throws where it's hey, he looked at one. Oh, the pocket's getting tight like it does in the NFL. Oh, it's a tight window throw over the middle of the slot receiver. You got him. Put it on there. He might throw it, but it's never real accurate. Or he throws it just to get it out of his hands so he doesn't get hit or sacked, right? And I will say again, to the things that we talked about in a smaller quarterback, when he gets hit sometimes, I mean, it looks super aggressive because his body flies. So you're whoa, is he okay? So those are the concerns. That's why he's not number 1. But, man, there's a lot to like. Why is this guy not getting more buzz? What is there not to like? I know he tore his ACL, all right? But this is not Michael Vick. Right? I mean, okay, maybe he's not ready for week 1, whatever. Again, going off the film is what I'm doing. And all I know is I saw a really good-looking, on-the-money, pocket-passing quarterback who makes great decisions, and like C.J. Stroud, is way more athletic than people are giving him credit for. And, you know, even where he might be even better than C.J. Stroud, and definitely better than Bryce Young, is his ability to see over the line and throw over the line. He had the most amount of throws of people in his face, and I'm just going to throw the 10-yard in cut over them. I don't care, right? Totally unaffected by the pass rush. The way they line up, the way he was taught with Josh Heupel as the head coach. I mean, they throw so many balls outside the numbers, and he's consistently on the money, throwing into tight coverage. Comeback route, guy all over him, high and outside, guy catches it, tiptoes, and gets his feet in the bounce. It's just so much of that. So, you know, there's the ACL and the age thing. That's the concern with Hendon Hooker. If you're going off film, I don't know how he's not in the top quarterback conversation. This guy's arm is off the charts good. So it's a little all over the place here. And this is why he's in a tier by himself, right? Because the other three guys I look to be kind of like safer bets. Is there a little boomer bust here with Anthony Richardson? Of course. His ceiling is probably the highest ceiling in the draft. His floor, though, out of the guys we're going to talk to today, it might be the lowest floor, too. It could be that. But this is not like, oh, crazy raw, like, oh, wow, man, you're really taking a chance. Like I said, you know, hey, there's some games and some plays where you go, man, his eyes are all over the place, and I'm not sure what he's looking at, and he's looking at the rush a little too much and all of that. But then there's other games where you go, I mean, he's on the money, and his eyes are right in the perfect spots, and every throw, or not every throw, but most throws are on the money, right? So, yeah, it's not perfect. You're not going to want to rely on him like you would Hendon Hooker or Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud to go, hey, we're looking to throw it 38 times today, and we need you to be 28 to 38 for 30. No, you know, this is a guy where you get him on your team, you go, we're looking to throw it 24 times today, and we want like maybe 8 rushes from you, and the threat of your rushes, more rushes, are going to open up other things, let alone, like we talked about, get some simple defenses, and you'll continue to develop into these looks as you develop into a better pocket passer and playing the quarterback position that way. He's taller than Bryce Young. He's faster than Bryce Young. I think his arm might be stronger than Bryce Young. He plays the position of quarterback right up there with the top guys in the sport. I mean, he can do everything. So I don't know. Can he have a little? He has a little bit of a long windup. He can be maybe doesn't see the field as well as C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, right? All of that. He plays smaller than 6'2". I'll say that too. But damn, after that, I don't know what else to say. I would argue that going through reads and seeing the field, other than Stroud and Young, he's the next best one of the group. You know. Even maybe better than Hendon Hooker in that department, right? So his arm is better than Bryce Young's, like I said, and more in lines with like Hendon Hooker. Nobody's C.J. Stroud in this. But, yeah, and then, again, you know, reading the field, pro offense, getting to see him diagnose coverages and go through reads, yeah, okay, I'm going to put Stroud and Young ahead of that, but like in third would be DTR once again. So that's where I don't really get it. I don't. His mechanics are great. His feet is great. And he's got a really natural, fluid motion just like Stroud and Bryce Young. So I'm just shocked that I look at lists and like there's 15 quarterbacks and this kid's 13. And I'm going, what? This kid's got starting quarterback NFL traits. I like Will Levis. And I'm totally in the reality of like Will Levis could certainly go in the top 10, 12 picks of the draft, right? I get it. A little bit, again, to me, he's got a little bit of the boom bust factor here. He does. And maybe even less of a bust just because of like Richardson's ability to run and do that.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I give him a little bit of an advantage. But you know, with Levis, first off, the positives are, his size, his toughness, it's off the charts. You take his 10 best throws, his 20 best throws, they're up there with anybody. It's like, oh, whoa, laser show, right? He can He can throw in lasers like C.J. Stroud or Richardson. The problem is it's too few and far between. You heard me talking a little bit before the podcast started. It's just a little too all over the place. The ball itself and the mechanics, both of it. And out of his decision-making, he's kind of towards the bottom of the list in that department too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it.
We did it, baby.
Chris Simms has produced his 2023 draft quarterback rankings here on the Chris Simms Unbuttoned podcast. It's a huge day. It's one that I highlight on the calendar.
Marquee day. Thank you so much.
So I think we have a graphic just to sum it all up here. Ooh, here it is, already with the players in there and everything.
I love it.
Just clip that off, and it's separated by the tiers too.
I like it.
We're taking it to another level.
This year. That's what we're doing.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.